So I'm back with part 2 of the plant experiment, where I had 2 plants. One where I asked my children to say negative things to it and projecting, negative thoughts, pretty much like bullying the plant, telling the plant that they hate it, that they think it's ugly, that they think it's worthless. And where the other plant was given positive thoughts and emotions, where they were telling the plant that they loved it and it was beautiful and so forth. So as you saw in the last video, by day 4, the plant that had the negative energy projected to it was pretty much dying or dead. It looked lifeless, it was really limp, but the one that was projected with positive energy was full of life. It looked as good as it did on the first day. Now, the results after an entire week, just over a week now, is a little bit unexpected, but I have some ideas for why this is. So you probably expected to watch this video and see that the plant that wasn't doing very well was even worse off, and the other one was thriving, and that's what the experiment should have done. However, this is the plant that was given the positive energy. Okay, beautiful, leaves are very green. You could tell that it's loved and it's very, very healthy. The other one, okay, get ready for this. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. It is lush. It is mega healthy. Okay, so why did this experiment yield these results? Now, my first theory is I put it in my meditation room, okay? So in my meditation room is where lots and lots of positive energy is situated and projected, okay? So I sit on my meditation stool every single morning and I do lovely, lovely meditations with wonderful thoughts, very calming thoughts, and I'm projecting it out into this room, which is another reason why all of my plants in this room do really, really well. Okay, the other reason might be because they are situated just under 2 meters apart. So I don't know if, for example, you project energy or negative energy to one that, obviously it doesn't direct it to the exact millimeter of the plant, it is in the surrounding area of the plant. So what happened over the last few days was that this now beautiful plant, okay, that obviously looks very, very healthy, yo-yoed. So it went from how you saw in the last video, very, very lifeless, looked like it was going to die. Some people would have even thrown that plant away, okay? The next day we went into the room and it was upright and it was beautiful. And we were thinking, what's going on? Why is this plant doing so well when just yesterday, just a few hours earlier, it was really dead and limp, okay? And it wasn't because it was watered during that time. So I told the kids again, maybe you're not being angry enough, because to be honest, they weren't really meaning the things that they were saying, because they told me on day 1 that they were having difficulty being mean to the plant. I even asked my eldest son, just remember a time that you were really, really angry and that somebody did something nasty to you. And he's like, I can't remember. I can't remember being angry ever. And I was really, really surprised and pleased, actually, because, unless he's burying his feelings, he's able to shrug them off, or I guess the word is being resilient, like something happens, you deal with it, you let it go, and you move on. Okay, and that would be ideal for everybody in their lives. Now, so they projected extra harsh energies to that plant and extra loving energies to that plant because I really wanted to see a difference between the two. So the following day, you could see that that plant, the negative energy plant, started to droop again. Not to the extent that it did on day 4, but it started to droop again. And it was obviously different to the other one. And they carried on, and the next day, it was upright. The following day after that, it drooped. And it got to the point where they were telling me actually you're torturing the plant. Can we stop this? Because it was going from healthy to not so healthy to healthy to not so healthy and so forth. So it yo-yoed about two or three times in total. And I was thinking, why is this happening? Well, first, again, I told you my theory was perhaps they weren't actually meaning it. So although they were saying those negative things, they didn't mean it in like so extremely that it would actually stay that way. And then every morning I would come into my meditation room and I would bring loving, beautiful energy into the room. And then again, they would say nasty things and it would droop. And then again, I'd carry on with my daily meditations and it would go back. So whatever, even though the results had not turned out the way I expected it to, the fact that the plant was doing this on pretty much a daily basis, my kids obviously were convinced something's going on. Something's going on because plants don't do that. No other plants in this room have been yo-yoing like that. And the other thing was maybe the proximity of the plants. And the third thing was perhaps it was that they weren't completely meaning it. So it wasn't blasted with as much negative energy as, for example, a child who had been bullied and was really, really letting their emotions out on that plant or directing it to the plant, okay? So I would suggest, okay, well, what we are going to do is we're going to redo the experiment, okay, in another room. We're going to keep them a little bit further apart, but having the same window so that it's the same sunlight, because I want to keep everything else equal. And obviously not meditate around it. So we're gonna try this again. I will share these results with you when we do get around to it, but I would suggest that you try it out, okay? Learn from my mistakes and don't do the things that I did, but hopefully you'll be able to see similar results. Now, the other thing is, you might not be able to see results on day 2, day 4, day 6, or whatever. Just keep on going, okay? It's a very good experiment to do. I would do it for at least 30 days, okay? And if you do have yourself or your child, someone who does have stressful days at work or at school or you know, worries and things like that, it might be good to just let it out to one of the plants, okay? And because I'm not saying that saying negative things is a good thing, but sometimes a lot of us bottle things up and we hold our emotions in, which is equally not healthy, okay? So even just projecting it to the plant, getting it out there, and then you know, stopping from there, so not carrying on with the negativity, but just get it out to the plant, that might help you with the experiment as well as you with releasing some of your negative emotions, okay? So hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for part 3.